The reply speech is an opportunity to take a step back from the heat of argument and to provide a persuasive analysis of the debate. Reply speeches are only used in our Senior A competition. Each team gives one reply speech after the first 3 speeches. Reply speeches are given in reverse order. The negative reply speaker goes first, and then the affirmative reply is the last speech in the debate. This means that the negative reply speaker must be ready to go as soon as their team's third speaker sits down. This is why reply speeches can only be given by the first or second speaker of each team. They must not be given by a third speaker. Reply speeches are only 4 minutes long, with a warning bell at 3 minutes and an overtime bell at 4 minutes 15. They take half the time and are worth half the points of an ordinary speech. You cannot ask points of information during replies. The purpose of a reply speech is to persuade the adjudicator and your audience why you won the debate by analysing the key clashes in the debate and how they progressed. It is not just a summary, but more a commentary, setting out the arguments and responses and adding highlight and emphasis to certain aspects. It is not an opportunity for further debate. No new arguments or rebuttal are allowed, and it is not your chance to add in that extra idea you thought of but forgot to say. Rather, it is an opportunity to add light and shade to what was said, to highlight unanswered points, emphasize the importance of issues your team did well on, and remind the adjudicator of the ideas central to your claim. Most reply speeches begin with a short introduction that captures the focus of the clash in the debate. For example, both teams tonight gave you reasons to think that this policy intervention might or might not work in practice, but only one team showed you that, regardless of the practical result, it was the right thing to do. That team was the affirmative team, and that's why they won this debate. Now, many variations are possible, and they might include more specific ideas than the generic example I just gave you. But even more so than other speeches, the introduction to your reply is crucial to regain the fading attention of the audience after a whole hour of debate. Next, you will signpost, and then address the central clashes. Time is limited, so it's best to only capture the debate in 2 issues. Often in a policy or should debate, this will involve a principled and a practical point, but not necessarily in that order. Use the opportunity to strategically prioritize the importance of issues. Within each issue, address the central claims of each side from arguments and rebuttal, but do not just give a blow-by-blow summary or repetition. Instead, synthesize the ideas presented across the speakers to give a holistic view of the clash, explaining how your side ultimately won the day, or why the opposition's successful claims were not important. Although it is not a blow-by-blow, it can be useful to highlight the timing of certain interventions. For example, if a particular point was raised early, but still never responded to, or if it was only mentioned late. If you used your points of information cleverly, and trapped the opposition in a difficult corner with one, perhaps mention that and explain why it actually matters to the substance of the debate, rather than just being a clever rhetorical point. At the conclusion of each issue, offer an overall assessment of where the arguments landed, and how your team explained the importance of that issue to the debate as a whole. So that's the content and structure of a reply. What about the style of delivery? Generally, a cool, analytical tone works well. You might speak more calmly and slowly, using pace and pause for emphasis. But that doesn't mean boring. Your challenge is to keep the audience interested while sounding credible and objective in your assessment of the debate. We have 3 final tips. First, if you're not sure what to include, some people say a reply is like a biased adjudication. That can be a useful guide. After all, it is a summary of the debate explaining why you won. But just make sure it doesn't seem obviously biased, or else it loses credibility. Second, taking care to consciously change your manner can help. First, to give an air of objectivity, but second, to put you in the right frame of mind and give you time to reflect and think as as you speak. Third, a reply is a rare opportunity for subtle but powerful strategy. The framing of what you say is important, so having thought deeply about the key ideas in the debate beforehand will help, as will getting ideas from your teammates in the debate. And finally, do not forget the reverse order. If you're on the negative team, your reply speech is immediately after your third speaker, so don't get caught out.